Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at another rank 1 in the world team here from Juanio. We're going to have a team with Morpeko in the lead. We're going to have the Say-Swap of the Quagsire. In the back we're going to have the Jumpluff. And this team usually doesn't actually want to Say-Swap in my opinion. Basically you're going to have a perfect core of Jumpluff and Quagsire in the back. And you're going to have Morpeko in the lead trying to give alignment. Alignment with Morpeko is quite easily to be given basically because a lot of Pokemon are just not capable of keeping track on the energy, like basically keeping up with the energy here as Morpeko gets to those moves very fast, as you can see here already. We're going to now be able to align ourselves in the first matchup, having the Azumarill against us now, against our grass type Pokemon. And we might be even able to swap out of here if they want to stay in with this matchup. I kind of maybe want to catch something like an Ice Beam. Doesn't work out. They're going to have a Fortress in the back though, which is going to be fine for us as well. We do some nice damage here with Awkward here, and as you're going to see, we're going to be able to two-shot them here as well, which they decide to forfeit now. So, again, idea of this team is kind of you want to try to win the lead and then kind of RPS the opponent's backline. And this is why Morpeko is so strong. Like, honestly, the most versatile Pokemon in Pokemon Go is for sure Morpeko. In my opinion, this Pokemon can basically do everything. We can have this Pokemon as a sweeper, trying to be able to like keep some shields for this Pokemon and then try to use Aura Wheel to boost itself up. You can use this Pokemon as a lead to try to force alignment, which is really easy with this Pokemon as well. And then you're going to have even the Say-Swap variant, which you saw recently in the team where I had the Chestnut as a thumbnail there as well. This team used this Pokemon as a Say-Swap here to try to deal with even like those hardest answers to electric type Pokemon, as you have the type coverage after going for one charge move, making like matchups, for example, even solid against Pokemon like a Clodsire, which is quite ridiculous. And so Morpeko is by far the most versatile Pokemon, but also, as you guys see here, there's a reason why Quagsire is our say, so we were able to one-shot the opponent there as well, and this is definitely going to be a good game at this point. What do they want to do here? We can go for the Psychic Fangs, and this is basically game over as we have two of them stored here, and the opponent cannot really do anything against it. We didn't even showcase our Jumpluff here. So, let's see what the next opponent is going to have. Are you going to have Morpeko against Azumarill? And yeah, I make a big mistake here, a little bit down to lag as well. I don't know if you can see it here, but you actually can't really see it at all. But I sure went for the Aura Wheel immediately. There was a little bit of lag on my side, but again, like sped up gameplay is a little bit awkward. Here I just lost energy because of this, and this energy that we lost here just now is going to matter quite a bit throughout the entire matchup. Basically, I would have been able to now outspeed the opponent to another Aura Wheel afterwards as well, I think, after going for the Psychic Fangs, but because I'm missing the energy that I just kind of went over extra, I'm going to, yeah, not have a great time here. Like, at all. Like, the opponent is going to be able to now swap out into the Sand Slash. I can go for the bait, and now we can go for the Aura Wheel afterwards, which hopefully is going to knock them out as well then. But as we will see, I actually decided to keep the energy rather on my Pokemon, and as we see the Sand Slash coming in against us, it is actually interesting what they're going to have in the back with that. It's going to be a team that you might be also familiar with as well, which is going to be a team that I showcased already on the channel, which is the team that I hit Legend with. I didn't build the team myself again, I just used the team from PvPoke, the best team that they said as well. And here we're going to see the duo against us. There's still a way of winning this battle, by the way. But the only way of winning this one is if we can catch the Icy Wind. The opponent is waiting out the turn, very clever by them, and this is going to allow them to get this Icy Wind off, knock us out, and sadly with this we're going to lose this battle. Well played though, like well played to the opponent, nothing I can really say. I definitely screwed it up though, because look at this, we're missing a kind of one fast move here in order to get to another charge move, and it is kind of sad, but yeah, misplayed in the beginning, and this is totally fine. We can move on to the next opponent. Dunsparce is going to be a little bit of an awkward matchup. I would not recommend you to play the matchup out with Elite. The reason is Dunsparce is just tiny bit too bulky, a little bit too bulky for this team to actually work out against it. And so your better play is to keep the energy, swap out into Pokemon like the Quagsire here to take those drill runs, and then you're going to be better off later on boosting yourself up while still being kind of an energy advantage because the opponent went for a charge move against us anyway already. As we'll see as well, the opponent has a Superior, which for whatever reason decided to go for the Frenzy Plant first against our Jumpluff, which is going to be great, as now we're going to be able to knock them out with the Aerial Ace. We're going to get the KO against this Pokemon. And in comes the Dunsparce from the opponent. We can go for a nice, we can go for a great, we can go for an excellent Aerial Ace, and I thought, oh, this should be hopefully enough to put them into range, or one Aura Wheel is going to be enough to knock them out. Turns out it is not by 1 HP, literally, allowing them to go for another charge move. and this might be very impactful again. Let's see if we can still win. It's going to be the Annihilate in the back, and this can be very scary here as well. We had +1. We gotta get the shield from the opponent, so they had -1, and we had +1. We can still go for another Psychic Fangs, and the opponent is going to decide to let the move go through, and it is gonna put them very, very low, allowing us to go for the full Fairy Wind down here to win the battle. I will try to make a video most likely on Tuesday towards the next community day, which is already this next weekend for the Annihilate. The Annihilate community day is going to be one of the most important ones out there for sure. I would really recommend you to try to play this community day. It is very, very important to play this one. The next community day is going to be super interesting because we have both Annihilate as well as the Primate, which are going to be Pokemon that are very, very strong with the new move Rage Twist as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be on Sunday the 10th there as well. So definitely make sure to play that community day. I will definitely do a ton of content towards this one as well, but I will make a review towards this one most likely on Tuesday, maybe a little bit later as well because it's on Sunday, so like I don't really want to be too early on. But yeah, definitely make sure to do this. And I have another question for you, which I would really recommend you to answer as well in the comment section. What Pokemon should I make a team around? What is the Pokemon that you would really like to see if it has potential? Like it can be a meta pick that is maybe fallen off a little bit. Like don't put something in like Toxapex or Diggersby or like Pokemon that you see the entire time. But like more interesting Pokemon, like even a Poliwrath or something like this would be something that would be great candidates. I would like to take a look at basically what you want to see here on the channel as well, and I would really like to see this in the comment section. Feel free to leave it down there, and if you see basically the same pick that you would find interesting as well, just give basically that comment a thumbs up as well. And as you all see, we're going to be able to win against this Poliwrath here. Next opponent. Let's see what the opponent is going to have here. We're going to have another Azumarill here. Hopefully this time around we're going to be able to win this matchup. They swap out straight away into the Dugong. And honestly, I make a mistake here in terms of counting. I don't know, maybe I didn't pay attention. I should have just went for one extra fast move. That one extra fast move would have been free. Would have been very nice as well, because then we would have outspent them a little bit easier. But that being said, that was definitely a very silly play by me. We can still keep our Morpeko with a little bit of energy, and we're gonna rather swap out into our Quagsire. Why did I do this? Because while this matchup is very favorable for the Morpeko, I kind of want to keep this Pokemon a little bit healthy for the Azumarill matchup later on. I feel like the Azumarill matchup can be a bit tricky for this team. While we have a Grass type here, of course, as well, it is not as ideal all the time because you have to go for 2 charge moves against it. You don't have really a fast move pressure with it as well. And so I'm going to try my best here to just now win this basically with my Morpeko. As the opponent decides to go into a Sand Slash here, I kind of knew already that this is going to be a very good game for us. We're going to be able to go for the Psychic Fangs here as well, which maybe is not ideal to be fair. I don't think that was a great play to go for the Psychic Fangs, especially as the opponent lets the move go through and knocks me out now basically with that one. And so I guess the game is not over yet. I decided to use a shield here, and I don't think this was a great play either, because now the opponent can go for the knockout here. I should have used the shield most likely on my Jumpluff. So a lot of mistakes here by me, not ideal for sure, but we still try our best here to win the battle. We can go for 1 energy ball. We're going to outspeed the opponent, just generally speaking. But what we can do as well is we can try to catch a move here now. What you're going to do now, we're going to be able to catch the move. It's going to be very likely the Ice Beam. And with this game is over. 1 Ice Beam is not going to be enough to knock out my Jumpluff as well. We get an Aqua Tail in here, guaranteeing the KO with an Energy Ball. And nearly even put them into the Aerial Ace range. And as we will see as well, the opponent can go for an Ice Beam. It does around like 70% or 80% damage against me. And so this is going to be a very good game against the opponent here. Next opponent coming through, we're going to have Dunsparce in the lead again. You can play this out if you want to, but again, I feel like it is best to just keep energy and then swap out like energy advantage and shield advantage on something like the Morpeko is ridiculously overpowered. Here we'll see the Azumarill coming in, and funnily enough, it is not the best matchup for them. While yes, we don't have the energy generation that we had before with Mudshot, we're doing it actually a little bit more damage here as well than we did last season. And we can see here already, the opponent is already in range where 1 Stone is just going to put them into the deep red health. And 1 more fast move afterwards might even seal the deal here, or like a few more fast move afterwards. As we're going to be able to even reach another awkward here, forcing the KO against the opponent. And we will see the Dunsparce coming back in. I can try to get to a charge move, it doesn't work out. But I'm just going to rely now on my Morpeko. I hope that they go for the charge moves basically straight away. First Rock Slide is coming through, second Rock Slide is coming through as well. They have a little bit of energy still left, but I think Morpeko is in a great spot now to sweep the end game here as well. I can go for a charge move. We're gonna see the Auriel coming through. Going to be able to not get the knockout, but I'm gonna get them really, really low, allowing us to basically put them into a range where I can fully farm them down with Thunder Shock, and they're gonna swap out into their Drifblim now. I can just go for the Psychic Fang spam. There is no real reason for me to do anything else here. Even if they're going to no shield, or like, yeah, even if they're going to call the bait here as well, it's going to be totally fine. Like, the defense is dropping like crazy, and they never call the bait there as well, which is really, really good for us. We will see the opponent going for a charge move here. It's going to be the Icy Wind. We can go still for another Auriel, boosting ourselves up, and this is kind of going to seal the deal again. Here we're going to be able to easily win the battle. The opponent going to go down, and we can now fully farm them down with Thunder Shock here, and they decide to forfeit. Poliwrath in the lead. This is going to be not ideal for this team, as Poliwrath can hard counter the move typing basically of our Quagsire. And so I'm going to decide to go for the bait here. Psychic Fangs coming through, going to get the shield, and I still should be able to reach another Psychic Fangs in time. At least that's what I thought, but I wasn't able to. And so Poliwrath is kind of a little bit of a core breaker for this team, which is kind of interesting because you don't really see this Pokemon anymore. Dunsparce is coming in against us. This Pokemon is going to be able to take those hits quite easily. I'm going to try to catch a move like a Rock Slide here, which does not work out at all, putting us into a very, very bad spot. But yeah, they're going to be able to go for the Drill Run spam. First Drill Run is coming through. We're going to try our best to get another Drill Run through afterwards as well. Well, let's see if this is going to work. Drill Run is going to connect here. We can go for Stone Edge, and we will be able to get a ton of damage onto them. We're going to be able to now try to fully farm them down, but it doesn't really work out at all. We're going to use a shield here against the opponent. Drill Run is coming through, and we will see the Aerial Ace coming through. You know, against the opponent's fighting type Pokemon here against the Poliwrath, and try to, of course, to go for the debuffing move here with Icy Wind, which we have to use a shield against. But they have a hard one in the back with Sandslash. Sandslash Poliwrath is definitely an interesting combination. I was playing it a little bit recently as well for a team. Not too sure if I'm going to make a video because the team did not work out as well as I wanted it to. But maybe it was also a mistake by me. Maybe I just didn't really play it right. But here we're going to have a Chestnut against us. Chestnut has nothing to do against our Jumpluff. Like, literally everything is going to be resisted. There is Thunder Punch, which kind of feels like a resisted move because it's a garbage move to have on this Pokemon. Like, don't run Thunder Punch on the Chestnut here. It's just not worth it, especially in the current meta. There's no real reason for it. If you are in the meta where something like a Pelipper has some potential or a Manta has some potential, then could see it a little bit more, but like we are not in a meta like this. Like, those Pokemon are not good at all anymore. And so here we will see the Ariadas coming back in against us. We still have a shield advantage, but I also know that I'm going to be able to still survive a move. It was not ideal for me to swap out into this Pokemon here, but I know that I still survive one Trailblaze to at least get the KO here with that Stone Edge, or get the final shield. And so we're going to have Auriel coming through against the opponent, doing a ton of damage against them as well. But yeah, getting actually rid of that Ariados and also getting rid of the opponent's Dugong at the same time, while still remaining with 2 shields advantage against the opponent is quite ridiculous, and we can move on to the second to last battle for today. Dunsparce in the lead again here. Like, this seems to be a very common lead currently, and again, I would really recommend you to not really play this matchup out. Here, this time around, we're gonna see on what is going to happen if you try to play this matchup out. We will see that they're going to survive this matchup, and I decided to still catch the move here. It is just not worth it. It is literally just not worth it. You can play it like I did here as well. This is going to allow you to put them into range where basically every charge move is going to knock them out, no matter which Pokemon is going to go for something. If it's an Awkward Tail, if it's an Aerial Ace, if it's going to be a Psychic Fang, it's all going to be enough against the Dunsparce. And as we were able to catch a move there as well, we were actually in a very solid spot with that here. We have the Hydrocan coming through. We can go back into our real boy. We can use a shield against the opponent. They're gonna decide to go for the Hydro Cannon, and we can overfarm by quite a bit and try to CMP-tie here against the opponent, which works out really, really well. CMP-tie it is, our real it is, getting the shield it is as well here, and we are forced to use a shield here again. While we have to be careful that they don't swap out into a Pokemon that's going to knock us out, it's going to be that Dunsparce, and I keep my energy on my Morpeko because I feel like most opponents are very, very weak against this Pokemon. I try my best to overfarm by a little bit until they, of course, would get to another Rock Slide. So we're going to go for a charge move before that. This is going to knock them out. In comes the Moltres, and we still have our Morpeko, but we're still not in a perfect spot. They have to get up to 2 charge moves basically in order to knock me out. But can they do this is the question. Or do we do more damage already after, like, yeah, basically until they get to that energy. And as we will see, we're going to see the swap out from the opponent. I can overfarm by a bit, go for the CMP-tie Psychic Fangs. I can go for a back-to-back Psychic Fangs now against the opponent. which hopefully is going to be enough to knock out the opponent's Moltres as well. It is going to be a little bit of a close one, but let's find out if this is going to do enough damage here. It is double resisted, but it's still going to do enough damage to knock out the opponent. Final battle. Horrible lead for us. Germnaa is coming in here against us in the lead. We can go straight for the awkward tail in order to get some damage, and also, even more importantly, underlining the switch clock. Underlining the switch clock is one of the most important things in PvP if you're going to lose the lead, because then if you have like matchups later on that are really good for you, you can stay in that matchup for long. As you will see here, the opponent stops onto the Mandibuzz, a Pokemon that doesn't have anything to hit our Morpeko, and so what I want to do is I want to align my Morpeko against the opponent here. But this is going to be still a little bit of a task, as we will see here. I can swap out into this little guy. We cannot let the move go through as well. It is going to be the Aerial Ace coming through, and we can try our best to go for the Aerial. They could decide to use a shield here. The shield would allow them to put us into a position where you cannot hit them at all for the next turn, as both Aerial as well as the Psychic Fangs would be at types that they would be able to resist. And as we will see here as well, we're going to see the Germnaa using a shield against our move. We cannot get to another Psychic Fangs because of lag. We would have got there otherwise because it was a CMP tie, which is really annoying. Let's hope that this did not matter at all. Let's hope that we can still win. Like, I think the Psychic Fangs maybe either knock them out or put them into range where I would be able to fully farm them down and get a ton of energy out of this matchup. So basically a lot of the things that would have happened here would have never really happened when the game doesn't have lag. But it's going to go down against the Drifloon. I think this would have been such a great matchup if we didn't have the lag with the Morpeko. So hopefully we still have a chance. Aerial Ace does a little bit more damage than expected, but we have to be a bit mindful. They decide to catch a move here as well. They tried to catch a move. It didn't work out. They go for the Aerial Ace. It does do quite a lot of damage, but not enough. And now we can go for the back-to-back Aerial Ace. They have one shot to move on, but they still have one shield left as well. And so we can take that Icy Wind from the opponent, go for the Aerial Ace against them as well. This is going to allow us to get some damage against them, and another one is going to be enough to knock them out. And with this is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Check out this video, but also check out the last video, which was another rank 1 in the world team, and I will see you then. Bye bye.